Join me on an amazing day trip from Salzburg to go up the Schafberg mountain via Austria's steepest cog railway.
So I've just arrived on the bus, the 150 bus from Salzburg into St. Gilgen. So I'm just about to catch my ferry now to St. Wolfgang. And then wait for my slot on the Cog Railway up to the Schafberg.
When buying your ticket, you're given an allotted train time up the mountain and select your train time down. The ferry and train return ticket is combined.
So that's where I got my ticket. But if you know the weather's going to be good, you can book them online and pre-book your slots beforehand, especially if you know the timings of the boats and etc. I wasn't too sure whether I was going to have a clear top and whether what time, how long it takes the boat to get across, etc. So I just got the ticket on arrival. Price is the same. So I'm just waiting in line now to get on the boat to St. Wolfgang. So I've just scanned in, getting on the boat.
The ferry trip from St. Gilgen to St. Wolfgang takes about 40 minutes with 2 stops along the way.
Nein, wir fahren nach Trobel weiter.
Right, let's go and find where we get the train. I've got 15 minutes here before I need to get on my scheduled train to the top. And the weather's changing for the better, a little better than forecast. I'm getting lucky again with the weather. I'm assuming this is the place I need to be, just across way from the ferry.
Austria's steepest cog railway has been running from St Wolfgang up the Schaffberg since 1893. The train takes 35 minutes to cover a total distance of 5.85 kilometres, rising 1,190 vertical metres. Let's now take this memorable experience of the journey to the top.
Well, I've just got off the cog train. I'm on the Schaffberg. It's a little bit breezy up here, so that should give my new microphone a good test. At least it's nice and cool. Let's go and have an explore. And the the weather forecast has changed for the better. It was meant to, the rain was meant to come in about 3 o'clock. It's been pushed out to about 6 now. Although there was a massive thunderstorm last night, and I thought there was like a tornado outside my hotel window. Certainly was rattling the windows. I've just crested a little hill and look at that view. That's beautiful. It's a big drop, just about 3 or 4 feet in front of me, so I'm not going to get too close to that edge. Wow, it's stunning. I'm going to make my way down to this cross down here. Making my way down to this cross. Being a bit careful down here, it's a bit rocky. And we're down to the path below there. Found a nicer path to get onto. So there's a bit of a gap in the wall. It says big drop, very slippy, watch out. So I'm not going too close to the edge. Oh, but there's like ropes and things. I think they're probably exaggerating a little bit. But I'm not too close to the edge. That's a fine view. I guess this is where the Generation Explorers came up through when they climbed. Maybe they'll tell me. I seem to remember it on the video. There's a few big drops, and I'm not too have too much of a fear of heights, but I'd say I have an healthy fear of them, which means I don't take too many undue risks. Get myself with a crossing. Hopefully I got the full cross with me, Ugly Mush. We'll see. Beautiful. So I've made it right to the edge for this view. Got it all to myself for a split second. People will be moving in shortly. Well, that is a beautiful view. Just get a 360 view off here with my Ugly Mush in the shot. Sure is an awesome view. And I'm glad the forecast cleared. Beautiful. Superb. I'll let somebody else have the opportunity now. Looks like there could be another viewpoint up here. See what we can see. It's got a fence around it, so a lot less risky. It's not a bad view, is it? See for miles today. At least you don't have to watch your feet as much here. Wow, cool view. Nice and breezy as well. So now I'm just gonna head a little bit higher. Got some different angles and views.
Ich halt hier auf diesem Berg. Du darfst nicht zu mir kommen, das ist mein Weg. Das ist mein Futter.
Sure is a cool place. It's like how many lakes can you see in one day? It's like I'm going to have a lot of footage to sort through on this one. Wow. Views, views, and more views. Does that mean I bagged another summit? Cheated. It's not like me to cheat though. Well, I cheated a lot on this trip. So there's another observation deck down here. So I've just heading back from that viewpoint now. I think I'll go and get a drink actually. I was wondering where the kiosk were for takeaways, because if you don't know, I'm not the type of person who likes to sit down and eat I find having something to eat something I have to do rather than enjoy it, I suppose. So I'm a sort of a drink and eat on the go, especially when time is not a commodity, is plentiful, like in places like this. So I'm eating a stodgy bread thing. I'm not sure what they're called, but it's stodge. Keep me going for an hour or so. So just had my salty stodge. So that's me electrolyte levels topped up. I've had quite a lot of sugary drinks this week as well, so I don't normally drink. So probably had a year's supply this week. One thing about these places where you can get up on the cable car or on a train is you see people you wouldn't normally see at the top of these kind of places. I'm used to having mountain tops pretty much to myself. See what views we can obtain off here. A bit more peaceful down here, away from the maddening crowds. It's like we've got a helicopter pad here. So I'll just perhaps see what's down here first before we get the train. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. And away from all the maddening crowd. Got plenty of time here. Well, got another hour and a half for the train, scheduled train I catch. So I may as well walk along this ridge, see what views we get. If indeed I can get to the ridge. That surely is a grand view. Just dropped down a little bit further, rounded a bend, and here I am. It's another stunning location. Sure it is left busy. And some different views than the maddening crowds probably get. I like to get like away on my little sort of paths away from the crowds, because I always find you get the better views. What a view it is. So there's enough room for me. Don't get prickled through these, whatever they are. Oh, job of only quite skinny. So it looks as though we can get up to where we need to go. Not too far from the top of the little mountain or hill or whatever you call it. Looks quite steep for the last bit. We shall see. It's very breezy, so I'm just making my way up this hill. You can see another lake coming into view. Try and find the best path up to the top. It's like skirting down the bottom of this rocky section. Will get me there. It's pretty steep. Quite a big drop. Quite windy up here. Just making my way to the top. The up here. It's very steep. Don't want to trip and fall. This is as far as I'm going. It's pretty windy. I'm sure you will agree. It's a pretty awesome view. So I'm just going to get a 360 in this fabulous spot. Wow. So that show was pretty steep. Had to watch your step, especially as I'm not in the best shoes for doing it. So there was a little bit precarious. Come to a little break in the cliffs on the way back. Didn't see that on the way there. It's pretty cool. And then I move along a few feet and get a different perspective on it. Sure was worth making the little trip down this way. I'm about 3 or 4 feet from a huge drop. I made my way back up the mountain. So I'm just on my way back from the peak over yonder. Quite precarious in places, but sure is a great view on the way to it. Beautiful. I can see the smoke from the cog train. Back near the Schafbergbahn station. I just got off the Schafberg cog train, and hopefully this boat coming in right now is going to St Gilgen with a stroke of luck. I'm sure it's timed that way. Well, the weather is scorching. I think I've got a bit burnt again. I'll never learn. And indeed it's going to St Gilgen. Very cool. Hopefully there's a bus as soon as we get off. So arrived back in St Gilgen, did a trip over Schafberg on the Cog Railway and the ferry over towards it and back. Now to find the number 150 bus stop. Hope you enjoyed the trip as much as I did.